this is a very last minute kind of impromptu video. I don't even know how far I'm going to get into this, but I know I wanted to give you guys something today, and I know this is something that I've been wanting to talk about for a very long time. So this may end up being a part 1, part 2, so bear with me. But for those who don't know, I got married January 5th. It's been a little over 20 days since Jared and I have been married, and we've been sick for most of it. It's been very interesting. Literally, Jared and I were fighting something the week of the wedding, but the day of the wedding we were good. We were great. And then the day after the wedding, we were feeling okay. And then the day after, I got like really, really sick. Pretty much, at least I'm pretty sure I got the flu at one point, either immediately after we got home or like the last day of our Disney moon, as one of the cast members were calling it. So it's been very interesting, and it's been actually kind of good because it's had him kind of step up his game in taking care of me. Not that he didn't before, but like taking care of things around the house and stuff like that. And so, but I don't want to talk about that right now. I'll talk about like what wedding life has been like, probably in like another video. But in this one, I know literally the night of our wedding and then the morning after our wedding, I wrote down on my iPhone like lots of different things that came to mind that didn't happen, that I wish happened, did happen, that I wish didn't happen, things that I wish I had done, and all this other stuff, like advice and things. So that's what this video is really going to be about. So, bridal advice and wedding tips is what I call. Okay, what we didn't do. What didn't we do? Okay, so I know there were several decorations that didn't get used. The pillars that I've had in my guest room that are still in there, those didn't get used at all. And I'm very excited to get rid of them eventually. Let's see, what else didn't use? The day of the wedding, I sat down and made bows for the aisle runners. And then they were going to be tied with little shells with twine. Those didn't get used. We ended up using lanterns that went on the aisles with little fake candles and little purple petals in them. That's what got used instead. Let's see, what else didn't get used. The majority of the sand and jars and candles and the tablecloths and tool dots and table runners and I would say 50% of that did not get used. And the reason it didn't get used was because we simply just ran out of time. Although we started setting up early, most of the people who were setting up were in the wedding, and so when it came time for that to happen, everyone had to go and get ready for the wedding. So if you don't have like a team, like a hired team, I do suggest you have like family friends that come and help set up for the wedding, because we started setting up I think around 11 and the wedding was at 3:30. So, and I say set up, like we started slowly setting up, and it was like probably 5 or 6 people at a time, and then we would like take turns like eating and stuff like that. So keep that in mind. It takes a lot longer to set up stuff, and especially since our decorations were a lot more, like we had a lot more of them. But I mean, and everything ended up working out great. Like, so I'm not complaining that we didn't use them. I'm just kind of laughing at the fact that we got so much and most of it didn't get used. Let's see, there were other things that we didn't use. We had a bucket list bucket that people were supposed to write notes in. There were like a couple of other little things here and there that didn't get used. We had like a hashtag sign that I was supposed to make. No, that did get, I don't know. Before I start rambling, that's, lots of things that get used. Programs and the coloring pages. So I focused really hard on making coloring pages for kids, and even worked on programs, these really pretty programs The coloring pages were done. I just never was able to get them printed in time just because there was a lot of other stuff that had to get done. And same thing with the programs. We didn't really have a set schedule. Literally, the schedule of the wedding, the day of the wedding, changed. Even like the rehearsal and other things changed up to, like, some things changed to the day of, and then some things changed like the week of. There were a lot of last minute changes the week of the wedding that I typically would have been upset with, but because I wasn't feeling well, I didn't have the energy to care. So it was really good that I wasn't feeling well. Oh, bridesmaids gifts. We never gave the bridesmaids their gifts. We had, they had like this really pretty purse that was, had all these different like mermaid colors on it that they were supposed to use the day of the wedding with like jewelry and things. We never gave the girls their jewelry, mostly because I couldn't find it at the last second. Also, we ended up forgetting a lot of things last minute that had to get picked up the day of the wedding, like my hairspray that I bought specifically for the wedding. Rehearsal dinner. Okay, yeah, the rehearsal dinner was quite interesting, just because everything would have worked out perfectly if it wasn't so cold, because we ended up eating at Deluxe, and it ended up, for future reference, it ended up actually working out really well. We went during a time where it wasn't going to be too busy, and it was like in between like lunch and dinner, and so that ended up great. There wasn't a huge line or anything. Everyone had a Disney gift card. That was the way of that Jared's family paid for them, so that ended up working out really, really well. And like this restaurant itself wasn't really busy. The problem was it was freezing cold outside, and half of their seating is outside, and so we ended up like taking over a table, so everything ended up working out fine. The problem is Jared's family ended up taking longer because they ended up bringing more people, because like there was a big to-do where I just wanted it to be the bridal party, and that ended up working great. I ended up being able to sit with my girls, and Jared's family ended up being late, but his whole clan ended up coming and ended up being this big thing, which I was kind of laughing at because I told my Echeverria family that they couldn't come, which I was still fine with, but anyway, so that ended up happening. I also want to apologize. I am like coming down with another cold again, like literally 2018, sick all the time. Oh, our photo booth. We had all this photo booth stuff, and we even had like a little backdrop. That never got used. Well, it did get used a little bit, but because it was like in a back room, no one really ended up seeing it because it was supposed to be outside, and we probably, now that I think about it, should have moved it outside after the ceremony so that way people could see it. But it never ended up really getting used by a whole lot of people. We even had like little frames and stuff that you're supposed to hold up and go, and those didn't get used really either. I had an Instax photo album because I didn't want a whole lot of pictures, but I had pictures from my little Polaroids from all this year of Jared's and my adventures, and I had it and I brought it, and it never got set out. So we almost didn't have a cake. My mom ended up stepping up and going to Publix and getting a cheap little cake the last second, which ended up working fine. Mom and I didn't really get a whole lot of sleep because literally every single day was planned, and so we didn't have a whole lot of downtime. I didn't think we needed it, but literally like especially because my mom's sleeping schedule is so different than mine, they sleep in a lot later than I do, and so it was really hard to like overlap because we had a small period of time where they would be awake and I would be awake and they wouldn't be sleeping versus me having to go to sleep. You know what I mean? The Flower Girl bucket. Oh my gosh. So I made these two gorgeous Flower Girl buckets for my Flower Girls. One ended up showing up, but she didn't have a Flower Girl. She didn't have a bucket. She was supposed to hold this cute little bucket and walk down the aisle, and it didn't end up happening. And literally every time I watch the ceremony, I'm like, because she's like doing this with her hands, I'm like, she's supposed to have a bucket. I still don't know what happened to that bucket. I hope she ended up taking it home. But I was so upset that she didn't have her bucket. I also wanted to get a prayer before picture. There were a lot of pictures with my girls getting ready with me in my dress that didn't happen because I had a major panic attack, and I won't want to go. I'm probably gonna make this a 2-part video where I'll go into that a little more, but basically I was in the hottest room. wasn't getting ready at the time that I wanted to, which wasn't necessarily my fault, but I kind of panicked a little bit because of that. And then I had 2 layers of corset. I had one that was like kind of like a bra, and then I had another one that was like just my tie-up dress. And the one part that was a bra was way too tight because I had gained a little bit of weight. And so once they loosened that and took that out, I felt much better because they were able to loosen the corset. But that happened, and then everyone was getting ready around me, and so that was also very overwhelming. That, and I had eaten something, like the coffee didn't settle in my stomach, so my stomach was upset on top of that. And so all of that combined together, and having a hot dress and not being able to breathe in it at one point, like it ended up not being good. It was not good at all. But I mean, like, everything, that was the like very, very low point of the day, because everything after that was perfectly fine. Over the door photo, along with the prayer before photo, I wanted to do a picture of us holding hands around a door. That didn't happen, again, because I was having a panic attack. Also, I don't think I got any pictures. I'm still in the process of getting my pictures from Jared's uncle, who was we had 3 photographers. We had Shay, who's like our unofficial bridesmaid / unofficial wedding planner. We had Mia, Jared's little sister, and then Jared's uncle, who was kind of like the official photographer. And I'm still in the process of getting photos from all of them, but I still don't have any photos of just me in my dress. And we didn't take very many, which makes me really sad, because there were a lot of pictures that I really wanted to get with my dress and my bouquet. But I mean, I got a couple of pictures with my bouquet, like holding my bouquet, but it's all right. It is fine, whatever. Oh, we weren't able to play. I made a playlist of Disney jazz music that was supposed to be played while we were eating, and I completely forgot to set it up, and I didn't even realize that it didn't get played until like there was like less than an hour left in the night, and we were like dancing, and all of a sudden I realized, oh my gosh, that was the music that was supposed to be played. Like, we played the music that they were supposed to be dancing to while they were eating, and then again while we were dancing, which was, again, it ended up being fine. But I was just laughing to myself that I spent so much time trying to find this Disney jazz playlist and compiling it all together and making sure it was all the songs that I wanted, and it never even got played. I also didn't take as many candid pictures as I really wanted. I literally bought a ton of film specifically for my Polaroid camera to take pictures with all of my guests and all of my girls. Completely forgot about it. Also, on top of that, because I was having my panic attack, I wasn't able to set up my camera because I wanted to get like one good still shot of the entire ceremony. That never got set up. Luckily, I had a lot of other people that were filming with their phones, so I was able to track that down. But literally, that's the only ceremony video that I have is from other people's phones. Again, fine, but that also didn't happen. I also wanted to do a vlog right before. I wanted to do some filming right before being in my dress, and again, the prayer and stuff like that. But like I said, I was having a panic attack literally seconds before I walked out down the aisle, so there's that. I think, let's see. I'm gonna do, because I have 3 different sections still, and we're already at 13 minutes. I'm gonna talk about what I loved, and then we'll do advice in another video, because I'm also running out of sunlight while we're at it. What I loved, even though it was small, it had just enough people in it. One thing that I talked about is I wished it had more people in it, but it literally ended up being the perfect amount, because it was enough to be a party, but it was intimate enough that there's something about small weddings that feel very personal, and I didn't think I was going to like it, but I did. I liked how like close-knit everybody was, and everyone was talking to each other, and it ended up being great. Everyone knew my vision and brought it together without me having to oversee very much. I literally saw the start of their setup and then the finish, which is not something that I really wanted. I wanted to be there through everything and make sure everything was being set up. But like I said, I kept getting stopped, and I am surprised I was ready to go when I was ready to go. So like it ended up working out because I literally walked down the aisle. I was like, oh, this looks so great. It ended up being a nice little surprise. Like, you know that surprise moment that you see brides have like on TV shows when like they are revealed their reception space. That was something that I was like, oh, I'm never gonna get that. Well, I ended up getting that on my wedding because I literally did not see the through. But everyone knew exactly what I wanted, and everyone did a really good job with what they had, like the time that they had, and I was really blessed and happy about that. Oh my gosh, about my panic attack. Literally, as soon as I started to freak out, everyone came in and they were like, no, it's okay, it's okay. Everyone did their very best. And I tell you, I was like a complete and total mess in every possible way. Like, it was bad. And I had all of my girls trying to fan me and calm me down. Literally, even my little flower girl came over and started fanning me. And then like the girls, when I was like, you know, I remember at one point I said, I need to be somewhere by myself, or like I need to be somewhere cooler. And so they made sure all the guys weren't in the area, and so they walked me down and to one of the spare rooms that were really, really cool. And they like let me be, and oh, they were so good. Like my bridal party was awesome. They were great. And they were also really good because they never told Jared about anything that happened. The wedding wasn't 100% my vision, but it was mine and perfectly beautiful anyway. This is very true. Like, it wasn't 100% as what I wanted, but it ended up being, like I said, beautiful, and it was mine, and that was Jared's and my wedding day. And like I said, even the pictures that we have aren't perfect, but there are wedding pictures, and I love them so much. Like, it's ours. Same thing with the bouquets. My bouquet was not perfect, exactly what I wanted, but it was mine and it was beautiful and I loved it anyway. And oh, I love that the live stream, like, advice kind of in this. I did a Facebook, a YouTube, and I wanted to do a Twitter live stream, but the Facebook one had major issues because it was on my computer, and the YouTube one ended up working out really, really well. And so I'm glad that I had that. The colors, I was really nervous about my wedding colors not working together, but the bridesmaids look gorgeous. Like, literally, I would watch the ceremony video over and over again just to watch them because they looked so pretty. Even with the mermaid leggings. The mermaid leggings looked so cool because I got mermaid leggings at the last second because I knew the girls would be cold, and they looked so cool and I loved it. The only thing that I felt bad is, like, I got some for me and I wish that I got to wear them. I would have been really hot in my dress, but like, it was great and I loved it. My little shawl ended up being really pretty. I never ended up using it until later that evening when it got really cold, but like that ended up working really well. There was so much stuff in my wedding that, like, I was like, I want this, but I didn't see all of it together until literally the day of the wedding, and it worked out so well. It was so pretty. I loved it so much. Oh, one thing that I do wish that we did was practice with the music, because when we did the rehearsal, I didn't think to bring a stereo, which was really bad on my part, but we weren't able to practice with the music, and it would have been a lot better even if we practiced with it just once or twice, because the guys ended up walking too fast and going in too early, and then the girls walked a little too fast, and then the flower girl actually was supposed to come down with my song, but I mean, again, everything ended up working out well and it was fine. Everything was fine, but like, I wish that we had gotten to do that. And yeah, like, literally, like, so many people came together at the last second to help, and even down to, like, right when I was finishing up my panic attack, Emily ended up coming, and I was like, Emily, I need you to set up this live stream now, and everyone ended up helping me, and just, it ended up being so great, and I love my bridal party so much. Even our little, like, Disney moon, it wasn't exactly what Jared and I had planned, but it was ours. It was the two of us getting to spend this time together, just the two of us being at Disney, which is something that we love, and we still have our cruise coming up, which I'm super excited about, so I get to start planning that now. And, yeah, like I said, I will do a part 2, which will be advice, because there's a lot of other things that I really need to talk about. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and are having a great weekend, and I will see y'all tomorrow. Bye-bye.